Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. It's Annalisa, and this is a pick a card reading to help you with a situation or challenge that's difficult in your life and give you some inspiration in how to move forward with it. Also, understanding the situation a bit more, getting some oracle advice, attitude to adopt, that kind of thing. So, three piles for you to choose from. Pile number one, this is the amethyst crystal. Number two with the rose quartz. And number three with some kind of clear quartz, like a double point clear quartz thing. All right, but it's very beautiful. I think it looks like a spaceship or pyramids. Okay, so choose your pile and see what resonates. When I describe the situation, if it doesn't feel like it's really on the point, then try a different pile or a different reader. And always go with what feels true to you. You know, like tuning into that sense of a matching vibration when you're listening. And if some things feel accurate and some others, don't be afraid to let go of what doesn't feel right and take what does. Okay, and you may also pick up on your own intuition or understanding. Even during the reading, you might get your own messages through, or from the cards, you can get your own inspiration too. So do listen to that. It's really important to develop your own sense of understanding, and just use me as a guide or a tool to help you get your own bearings. Okay, so choose your deck or choose your pile, and we'll get cracking. Pile number one, the amethyst. So let's see. First of all, the situation. These are the cards for the situation. We've got Divine Alchemy and Crossroad of Destiny. So, wow, this is powerful. This is a powerful moment, a powerful time. And the Crossroad of Destiny is interesting because it is about this significant and powerful moment of choice in your life. But it doesn't have to be big choices. It can be big things moving and big things changing. But it can also be like the small things, small decisions, or a small action that can actually completely transform your situation. With this sense of destiny, it's like timing. It's like time for something to move, time for something to change, and to it's about harmonizing, which is the alchemy card. It's about the this integration of your different skills, your different abilities, bringing them together in order to make the decisions. And this is something, you know, alchemy is the materialization of base metals into gold on a basic physical level. And so it's about the transformation, the change of these very difficult or low energy, low vibration matters or experiences or people, and how to elevate that to a higher level of consciousness. So I feel that's what's going on in your situation. It doesn't really describe your situation maybe in a practical sense, but that's the kind of energy of what's going on. It's about this moment in time where you are choosing how to transform. It can be your life, your situation, yourself, a relationship, anything, how to transform it into this purest element that you can, and how to be in alignment whilst you are doing that. It's interesting that it's number 42 and number 24. 4 and 2 and 2 and 4 both make 6. And for me, the number 6 is the point at which things tip over into a new momentum. It's like speed, there's an element of speed being generated. And it's where kind of I feel like life is really on board. It's like you've got enough you've got enough wisdom, or you've got enough experience, whatever, to kind of push whatever it is forward. So it's something that is being supported by the universe to take speed, take momentum, and there is this element of support. Okay, we've got the two of, let me show you, the Two of Stones, the Ten of Arrows, we've got challenge, instruction, 19, the Sun of Life, Four of Vessels, boredom, the Nine of Arrows, dedication, and the Green Man. So I feel like this is definitely an end point to a journey, to a situation, something that can transform. We've got the 9 and 10 of Arrows. This is, in this deck, they're quite positive cards in a sense. Dedication, it's like this, it's like even though, I'm just looking, I've just seen this picture in a completely different way to how I've ever seen it before. Because you see she's holding the bow and she's firing the arrows behind her, and they're kind of going all over the place. And it's like she needs to transform how she's holding the bow. She needs to hold it in a different way. And this, for me, this is about perspective, like seeing things in a different way. And then when you do that, or when that happens, there's able to be this element of control, because what feels like there's lacking any control came out next to the Green Man. So I feel like there could be a male in this situation, or a male aspect of yourself that is having this kind of experience around the idea of being in control, or being able to make things happen, take charge of a circumstance. And it may be that you're really that you or someone really is trying to take charge but is unable to, or has given up, has kind of given up taking charge. Because I feel like there is this sense of conflict between you and another with this challenge card. It feels like this kind of battle of, especially with the stone energy, of a very earth energy, practical matters. But it can feel quite stubborn, like a heavy energy, like this, trying to bring two stones together. I think that's the alchemy. It's like, how does it happen? How can you bring these base elements together to transform into something completely different? And I feel like that's the challenge, is it feels like these stones are grating against one another, and there's it's not integrating, it's just grating. There is this element of learning that's going on, that someone is receiving instruction. There is this strong masculine element with the Sun and the Green Man, and also the older man here. And I feel like this learning, like this education of this little boy, or this inner child, maybe of a masculine energy within this connection, of learning how to become an adult, of becoming into the sun, of becoming this light and this warmth and this brightness. Like there's this awakening in the heart. This could be you or someone else, but where it's like this kind of I feel like this person is like in surrender almost, and that the sun is just piercing through. It's like he's got no control and just has to allow this light to come through. And then we do have a feminine energy represented as well, which is very much, you can see the kind of angle of the head and the kind of slumping of the shoulders. It's like this this kind of giving up, this despondency, this not even looking, not paying attention. There's just this sense of having like either had enough or not even wanting to look at the situation, bored of the situation. It's like I've been trying for ages, I've been trying for so long, and it's just not happening. I mean, this energy, this feminine energy or other energy, they also need to transform themselves, and I feel like it's their mindset and their attitude that needs to transform in this situation. All these can be different aspects of yourself. Let's look at these. Yeah, okay. So I was feeling these two different energies, and with that divine alchemy, it can be about the masculine, feminine connection. This can be about you and another person of opposite sexes. It can be about you integrating both of those within you. It can be about both at the same time. And we've got the Horse King, who is in charge, in control, and standing in this authoritative position with this horse bending down. You see the horses in white, this lady of the gift here in white, blowing these gifts, blowing these blessings, and almost kind of like bowing down to the king. And I feel like this imbalance with this Horse King card, because it's like being this sense of one being subservient to the other. And this may be about a reintegration of power struggles, power balance, of how to... oh look, we've got 42 again. It's interesting. I'm not sure about the number specifically 42, but yeah, another 6 anyway. 4 4, yeah, 2 4s, 2 9 10. Yeah, okay. Mainly the 4 and the 2 is coming up a lot as well. So it's about this structure as well, and how to negotiate structure, how to negotiate these physical elements, base elements. Let's have a look at the advice cards. Yeah, this is the fairy guide. For me, I see this as a mirror. And then we have the sun, again, double sun, the world, the 4 of Wands, and curiosity. So there's a mirror going on in this situation where you and another are mirroring one another, reflecting aspects back to one another. So how you may be perceiving someone else, judging someone else, criticizing someone else, or appreciating someone else is a direct reflection of you. But within this situation, it's going to help you if you can see the perspective that they are mirroring your energy, that they are mirroring your behavior or your attitude. And when you can see that, I think it's going to give you some kind of deeper insight into how to work with the situation, because you'll realize that actually you can transform this situation from the inside. So when you shift your own attitude, your own perspective, your way of behaving or managing the situation, then that's going to transform in the other person too. With the sun twice, for me, I feel like there's a lot of warmth, potential warmth, brightness, positivity within the situation. I feel like a positive outcome is really likely. There's the potential for happiness, for celebration, for joy, and for feeling really good. The sun, it's a masculine energy. It's also the energy of the child. And again, it can be about this transformation of the aspect of you. I feel that it's to do with control, that there's this issue of control and power balance. So it's about how to be in power in a really healthy productive way, how to hold your ground and your boundaries while still being compassionate. And I feel like it's something in the masculine energy specifically that really wants to transform at the moment. We've also got the World card. We've got 2 major arcana, so this is a really big energy and a beautiful. It's number 19 and 21. They're both right at the end of the major arcana. It is the end of this huge cycle, this fool's journey, where things kind of come together. The light's coming in, the joy's coming in, the brightness is coming in. Things are kind of completing a cycle. Everything's coming together, and the world, it is this like everything combining to create the ultimate goal of this integration of the different elements of life. So in the Fool's Journey, the tarot, the first card's all about the kind of practical life, and then it goes more into the spiritual journey and the learning and the understanding and the wisdom, and then it's that kind of integration of these. So the world is about integrating the spiritual and the practical and bringing them together, and that's also what the Four of Wands is about. In my reading of it anyway, it is about this bringing down of this, again, this sun energy, this warmth, this light, this joy, this celebration, bringing that down and grounding that in life and making it real, making it practical, making it happen, creating stability with your passion and your desire and your spirituality. And again, this relates again to the divine alchemy. It's about this mix together. So it's how to mix things, how to find this way to actually merge and mix and integrate rather than be at like loggerheads, at like complete, this kind of pushing against one another. It's like, how can we integrate? How can we accept one another's perspective and work with that and find a way to harmonize the situation? So I've got from the angels, curiosity. See life through the curious eyes of a child, and you will discover a never-ending source of happiness and excitement. Curiosity keeps you alive, interested, and interesting, and the angels are inviting you to be curious about yourself. Start exploring who you are, and you will grow personally and spiritually. Be interested in people, and you will discover an eternal source of fascination. Be curious about the wonderful universe in which you live, about the angels themselves and their role in the divine plan. The radiance of your delight in life will illuminate you. And the affirmation, I explore the wonder of life. What I feel this is really saying is to really listen as well. It's like being able to pay attention and really hear another person. So when you're curious about someone, you're asking questions. Like, what's going on for you right now? How are you feeling about this? What's their experience? And really allowing yourself to fully empathize with their experience, understand them and who they are and what they want, because it's very easy when we get into this conflict to make assumptions and judgments about other people. And so taking the time maybe to step back and really listen on how you, being aware of how you may be judging the other person or not fully understanding their perspective, and seeing where you're mirroring one another. I feel like I want to get more oracle cards. Let me just grab some. The Divine Director, Intervention and Purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided, and happiness is your purpose. Okay, that's the sun energy. It is about happiness. Happiness keeps coming up. It's really important to, I think you're going to find real happiness within this situation. It might feel like a really huge challenge at the moment, but I feel like there's going to be this kind of breakthrough, this light can come through, and it's going to transform into something really, really positive and really, really light. And yeah, and I do feel like it's you know, it's going to be successful. It is going to be successful. And that you are being supported. You're really being nudged and guided at the moment by the universe, as in how to move forward in this situation. So trust that you are being looked after and things are kind of occurring in order to support your move. And sometimes if a particular action or way of thinking or whatever is challenging for us, we can almost ignore the signs. You know, the signs can be right there, and we're like, "What do I need to do?" But actually, the information is right there, but we can't see it because we're so in our own mind or perception of how to do something. So, paying attention to what you are being guided towards by the universe, and allow yourself to be curious and listen to that. Like, what is it trying to say? Why, you know, sometimes, you know, you get these kind of guidance from the universe and it's like, oh, I don't want that guidance. So try and be curious with that. Look for the playfulness, look for the joy in it. Gaia, Earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth. Stay grounded. So don't get lost in your emotions, in your thoughts, staying in your physical body, doing things to connect to the earth, to connect to your body, being really grounded, eating earthy grounding foods, moving your body, going into nature, giving yourself space in your mind and your emotions to process and reflect. It's going to help you see things a bit differently. See things in a different way. And I also feel like there's something about the whole as well with the earth and Gaia. It's about the web of life and the integration of everything, the interconnectedness of the planet, and also that we are really here, you know, taking care of the earth and taking care of humanity, and to remember your purpose, why you're here, as a core element of in this situation. There is something connected to your reason, perhaps even for being on the earth, your earth mission. Okay. One more card. Hilarion, divine healing. Honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. So this might be a good time for you, especially if there's challenges with other people, to allow yourself time on your own, to look after yourself, to receive healing, to nourish yourself, being aware of your sensitivity. So the information that we receive from other people, from the media, from you know, unseen, like the pollution or that kind of thing, food, it's like everything that you put into your body, being really mindful and aware of that, and taking the space to really look after and heal yourself, especially your heart. I feel like it's good to focus on heart healing. Also, you know, Hilarion is a healer himself, and your light can support others. You are a healer as well, and you do have this gift to support others in times of challenge, and that might be useful in this situation too, is to remember that you are a healer and you are supporting other people. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for being with this reading, and I hope that you gained something from it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to speaking to you again another time. Hello, Rose Quartz group number 2. So first of all, the cards about your situation. Let's see what's going on for you. Relief and repair, number 36. Safe to be seen, number 11. And the inner queen, number 50. Okay. So I feel like this challenge, the challenge that you're in, is about you evolving into a leader, into someone who is a guide and a support and leading a situation, leading an experience, stepping into this kind of place where you are really using your power. Either you have been going through this process or you're about to go through this process. And within that, it's like you're healing this aspect of being able to be that leader. You've likely had some past experiences in this life or other lives where you may have been someone who was in charge, who maybe misused that power, as well as times where you have been really amazing in using that power, but maybe judged or criticized. So there's something about healing this aspect of your inner divine nature, who has the right to be, has the right to be seen, has the right to be heard, has the right to express themselves. And this specifically, it relates to the feminine energy, but I think it can also relate to the masculine energy as the inner king, because they're never separate. But there is, with Persephone, this element of the underworld and the ability to work with the feminine powers of emotion, the unseen, the hidden, the shadow, and the mystery, and being able to draw wisdom from that space and trust in your knowing from that space. And I feel like there's also this sense of the blood. It can be moontime blood, but just the blood, the DNA, generally this healing of the real deep, meaty parts of ourselves and our flesh and our family's flesh and the flesh of the earth, something very deeply intrinsic to life and vitality and your vitality. We've got the world tree, struggle, the blasted oak, and the page of stones, the lynx. Yeah, it's like this is a tower moment, right? This big tower, this disruption, big change, things being destroyed can feel like a shock, can feel like make you feel uncertain or make others feel uncertain. There's, with this card, what I'm also feeling is that the feminine, I feel deeply connected with. What the message I'm getting right now is that this lightning can also be this feminine energy, this queen energy, this leader energy that needs to destroy things, needs to break things down, takes action to transform and change things. and that it can send other people into into fear, into uncertainty, and and this kind of need to be slow and be practical and be grounded. There may have been some kind of message or some kind of communication that specifically either sent you or someone else into this shock mode, and it feels like this eternal winter and trying to manage or get through it, and being like keeping moving even though it is really challenging. And with the world as well, it's the world is about the cycles, the completion of cycles and transformation and change and things wrapping up and things coming together. It's all the seasons at once. The and entering into that space and the wisdom of holding all those places together, and this journey completion, this internal labyrinth, the working out, the movement and the way to navigate the world and bringing together all your capacity. And I feel like that's why it's a struggle, is because you've got to kind of draw on everything, all your resources, all your different ways of being, to bring everything in together. Let me see. These are cards to represent the people in the situation. Sisters of the seasons, cycles of growth, natural law, divine order. Again, this element of the seasons and change and I feel this sense of time, of things cycling through, growth, renewal, fruit, harvest, death, and going through these different situations. And it's like at this season, it's like you're in a particular season right now, which might feel like winter. It might feel like the season of things being cold and harsh and difficult, but it's a cycle of before the next season begins. You may be dealing with a child, a situation to do with a child, or someone who is childish. Could be stubborn with the camel. And I feel like there could be support for you in other women who have also been through similar experiences, similar challenges, similar difficulties right now. Let's see your advice. 5 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, King of Wands, Singer of Transfiguration, and Kindness. It feels like there's a lot of fire energy, a lot of passion here. This card is like a phoenix, right? It's like bursting up from flames. It's this really powerful burst of this fire, this flame that just transforms, that changes, that absolutely shifts things. Again, it's like this blasted oak and this fire. I feel like you maybe have a lot of fire in you. You may be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or just have that kind of fiery aspect to you. You could also be dealing with someone who is very fiery, also very fiery, or they're particularly fiery. I think there's a need to be aware of where you may race into challenge that isn't necessary. or where there's, unnecessary conflict. This card depicts all these foxes, and they're chasing this little white rabbit, but this guy is kind of going through them, like back the other way, kind of throwing them all out the way, and kind of going against the current. And this could signify you going against the current, stepping up into challenge, stepping up into, if there is some kind of difficulty or conflict, allowing yourself to be voiced, give yourself voice, give yourself presence, give yourself value, and to be, these are the advice cards. It is all about fire and passion and stepping into what you desire, what you want, what your strength is, being creative, and coming into the situation with your passion and with your fire. Also, this Ace of Pentacles is about practical gifts. It can be receiving money, giving money, giving or receiving, again, value, practical, tangible value. I feel like this can be about being grateful as well for this situation, because this situation is allowing you to transform, is allowing you to be reborn like this phoenix bird, and to embody your inner power. At the same time, we have this angel message of kindness. In order to be kind, you must open your heart to the gentle qualities of caring and compassion. Be kind to yourself. Have reasonable expectations and give yourself due praise. In order to nurture the gentle quality of kindness, cherish yourself. When you do something for yourself, you automatically extend that same energy to others. Kindness melts barriers of ice around people and re-empowers those who are afraid. So reach out to the lonely, draw out the shy, include those who feel isolated, and comfort the sad. Your rewards will be a sense of inner peace, warmth, and love. I am kind to myself and others, is the affirmation. So it's this sense of being in power of yourself, like empowering yourself, but also maintaining that beautiful heart space, this gifting, loving, nurturing heart space. Being able to have both. I'm going to get some more advice cards for you. Okay. Divine Alchemy. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Okay. I feel like this is this kind of kindness to yourself as well, is allowing yourself to dream, allowing yourself to believe, and trusting that you're being reborn into this beautiful place, into this light place, into this happy place. And this challenge is here to help you do that and to help you recover yourself. This is about the integration of the opposites of masculine and feminine, and the polarities, dualities of life, this life experience, and it's moving from that duality up to oneness, like right at this top of this layers of being, from our human physical body up through our different layers of astral and energetic bodies and connections, right up to oneness is the message of alchemy. We'll see if another oracle card wants to come. There we go. Mary Magdalene, Teacher Awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. I love this. This is this exact embodiment of both fire and love together. Believing in your voice, in your representation, who you are, your insight. Trust your actions, trust your feeling, and go for what you want. Choose what you want. Yeah, it's beautiful. I feel such this really beautiful, strong power, feminine power. Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So do keep focused on your goal, keep focused on your aim, and seeing yourself as this beautiful, divine, powerful, feminine or masculine integrated energy where you are standing in your light, in your strength, and speaking and knowing what is right or what needs to be done, needs to be heard, and allow yourself to be reborn by kind of walking into this fire. But doing it with this love and with this heart and with this kindness. Okay, that was my message for you, group number 2. Thank you for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up or like, subscribe to my channel. You can book private readings with me below, follow my website link, or look out for my other videos. See you later. Group number 3. So let's see the situation first of all. Rest, goodwill, and karmic grace. Okay. What's your challenge? There is a sense of acceptance within this energy. Karmic grace here is about accepting that we can't control everything in our life. There are some things that some things we can kind of push through in like struggle and like never backing down and that kind of stuff. Yeah, and I think it's like accepting that this is potentially one of those situations. Yeah, that sometimes, you know, sometimes transformation is through this joyful and lighter kind of transformational process, but it's like accepting that this is the circumstance and finding a way to work with it, and within it looking for the goodwill. So this is about how to be aware of other people's experience within a situation, and how to stay in your heart center, so that you are compassionate towards them and offer them your kindness. You know, honestly, with just looking at this situation, there is so much similarities between all these 3 readings today. Even though it's completely different cards that come out, the message is so similar. And I feel, my feeling from this is really a collective experience right now, that a lot of triggers and challenges are coming up at the moment, and that we are all working through these different struggles. And it's really important to rest, look after ourselves, nurture ourselves, take care of ourselves. It's important to stay in our heart center, to keep compassionate, to keep open, to keep loving, and also to embrace challenge and work with the challenge and go with it. And I mean, you don't need to watch all three piles. I think trust that whichever one is appropriate for you. And there will be a different twist and maybe different advice and things in each one. So, but it does feel like there's a huge challenge for everyone right now. And to see that see it as opportunity. It's an opportunity to come through with this growth, this understanding, to really step into your power, step into who you are, and step into your soul, meet with your soul, and to transform the earth and the situation and what's going on in the planet right now. So I feel like all light workers are really being called to step up right now, and to trust that the joyful times are coming and the happy times are coming, but right now there might be a challenge, and just look after yourself as best as you can through that challenge. Let's see with you specifically. We've got the lovers, the forest lovers. This may be romantic, or this can also be family, or just relationship orientated situation. King of Stones, we've got a masculine wolf, leader of the pack, the great bear, the Knight of Vessels, and the Seven of Vessels. We've got love offerings and we've got grief. We've got the bear being called to enter into the unknown, enter into judgment. This is the judgment card of being asked to allow yourself to receive. This can be your own judgment or judgment from the universe, but to be really honestly appraising of who you are, and have you got the courage to really step into that space to be seen and seen to the depth of your soul. So not just on a light level, but to really look into your heart. And the Egyptians, and they used to weigh after the people died, they would have this year journey to the stars where they would meet with divine judgment, where their heart was weighed against a feather, and if the heart was heavier than a feather, then they didn't get into the heaven or afterlife, whatever was there. So it's this sense of allowing your heart to be measured, your heart to be weighed up. And I feel like this is the situation maybe you feel you're in, or you are putting yourself in. And you may feel like you're being judged, or you may be judging others. I feel like there is grief over a relationship, grief over a connection, something that is profound, soulmate kind of connection. And with this howling, this howling to the moon as well, I feel this kind of calling and this wanting to be heard, wanting to cry out, maybe wanting to connect with someone's grief, or your own grief, or wanting someone to heal your own grief with love or romance. You can see the people involved in the situation. We've got the Dragon's Jewel, inner conflict, morality, conscious choice, and the Resting Tree, patience and stillness. So I picked these cards to represent people within the situation. We've got this rest. Someone is being still, is being patient, you can see her, she's like all curled up and just hiding in this candlelit kind of grove. Receiving the energy from the earth and from the nature, and essentially healing and resting. And then we've got someone, this could be the same person, these could both be you, both be someone else or be two people, or even the general energy, but there's someone or some aspect of this inner conflict, this battle, this duel that's going on within the mind, specifically to do with morality, to do with choice, making a decision, and it feels like there is this entanglement, and it might feel like, it's the same either way. Well, if I do this, this is working and that's not working, but if I do that, that's not working and this is working, and it can feel like this kind of never-ending tangle that's going on. And I do feel like this could be an aspect of, this person who's trying to rest and trying to negotiate this experience. It can also be two people where someone's kind of withdrawn and in this solitude space, while someone else is kind of in this conflict. CEO advice. We've got Tabira of the Waters and Tom the Poet. So this is the energy for you to embody. That's what these cards represent. I'll go into that in a minute. The Ace of Wands, the Hanged Man, Knight of Cups again, the Eight of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. And we have Patience. So the kind of attitude, energy for you to embody, this is very soft, very, very soft, watery, gentle attitude towards either yourself or others, or both. Tom the Poet, is the poet, is romantic, is writing love letters and songs, and is this kind of creative and thoughtful, introspective and still kind of character. And Tabira is about healing, is about the waters. I always feel like tears, I always feel crying and grief with this. So this may be about you using your creativity to release any feelings, for healing, for allowing yourself to release or let go. This can be this kind of grief energy, but also this holding, this very gentle holding, very soft holding, very this isn't a kind of Tom is as another reader refers to him as like a Romeo character, and there is that kind of sense, but I always feel it's quite a quiet Romeo. It's not like a kind of charging in and like taking the scene. It is the literal Romeo, who was quite a gentle and soft character, I think, from my memory. So it is that that quiet holding and nurturing kind of space. And then we have the action steps for you to take. Ace of Wands is a new beginning. It's passion, it's desire, it's creativity, it's inspiration. With the Hanged Man, this can be like a creative inspiration, new ideas, new ways of doing things, different ways of looking at things. Having this attitude of looking for the potential, looking for inspiration, using the flexibility of the mind. There can be a sense of stuckness, and the kind of way to overcome it is to look at things from a different perspective, or to bring in this new energy, this new vitality, this passion. Here we do have a more kind of passionate Romeo charging on his horse. And it's interesting, Knight of Cups for me is Romeo. We've got 3 Romeo cards here. 3 Romeos. So you may be, wanting to Romeo S something, someone, and to offer your love, offer this cup, offer this romance, offer your perspective, your passion, your desire, and to make it seen, visible. I feel like there's anxiety around it, but there is hope. I love this Eight of Swords, particularly because of this little hummingbird. It does give this brightness and this hope, and this swan is kind of tangled in their own fear and in their own doubt, but they know they can be free. They know there's freedom. And it's like that sense of the more you struggle, the more you get entangled in this. I think that's why the rest is there. It's like still, quiet, soft, but still this sense of passion and action, but in a very gentle way. And that's how you can get out of this tangle, right? Is slowly, gently, steadily kind of moving with determination, with passion, with creativity, and then untangle yourself. And we've got the Queen of Cups, and I feel like this is about embracing your feminine emotional side and the ability to have compassion, to have emotion without it being overwhelming you, without suppressing it, being able to find this balance. So this challenge, I feel, is partly about you finding this balance in your emotions, how to negotiate your emotions, that you don't have this stuck. There's this sense that you might feel really stuck, and how do you overcome that? We've talked about that a bit before, but also this thing of patience, like give yourself time. I read this briefly. Trust the higher forces of life to know what is best for you. And remember that when you are asked to wait, you are being prepared for something even better than you expected. So change your attitude to one of acceptance. Relax and take stock. Ask your angel to enfold you during this waiting period so that you can listen to the promptings of the divine. Do not rush off on some wild goose chase of your lower will. When the time is right and you are ready and refreshed, the next door will open. Patience is always rewarded. And the affirmation, all things happen at the perfect time. And let's get some oracle cards. Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. I feel like that's what this patience is about. I do feel like there is these different energies and there is this conflict somewhere, but it's like something is going on behind the scenes with the karmic grace, with this kind of need to just slow things down and be patient. I feel like there are things that are happening that are kind of clearing the way, clearing the path. This could be on an energetic level, like within you, that as you give yourself time, that these things are just going to naturally be overcome. It's like when we try and rush things, then you can meet the obstacles really quickly and hard. Whereas when you approach a challenge more slowly, then you can find a way around it. So, yeah, there are ways around whatever the challenge is. There are either ways around it, or you can just accept that maybe other people are sorting the challenges out, and that your role is just to offer love and support. If there's someone else you've got around you who's going through a really challenging or difficult time, you just really gently and lovingly offer your healing and support to them and allow that process to unfold. Okay, let's get a couple more of these. Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Okay, so keep your mind on the prize. Keep positive. Keep focusing on what you want to achieve, and expect expect a really amazing outcome for this situation. Krishna, devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized and you are loved unconditionally. Yeah, I think this is about you trusting in your ability to love and be loved, and that you can allow it in. It's like being able to allow in that love from others as much as being able to share it, because the two go together. It's like when we can't fully express our heart or really say what we're really feeling, it's often because we find it hard to receive that from others, and vice versa. And so there's this integration, so there's need to be patient and taking care and resting, being slow in how you express yourself and share yourself. And this is going to help overcome this struggle. So just allow things to unfold in a more slow and natural pace. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you gained some insight from this. Do leave a comment below if you'd like to, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I look forward to speaking to you again another time.